Today we're going to be diving into the evolution of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine claws by ranking them through this tier list that I made. Ignore the cartoons as we won't be ranking those. I do want to let you know that I will be ranking the claws from Deadpool 3, but do not worry, I won't spoil anything. Once Deadpool 3 is released later, I actually might revisit this topic for a deeper dive. I've also noticed that no one has tackled this video idea yet, so I thought I'd give it a shot. If any of you guys enjoy this kind of content, let me know by liking the video, and I might make more of these. If you disagree with any of my rankings, drop a comment below and tell me why. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching the video, and let's dive into it. Number 9. X-Men Origins Wolverine. CGI claws. Do I really need to say much here? These claws just look terrible. Design-wise, they're not bad, but the presentation is absolutely god-awful. I don't think this is a controversial opinion at all, so they're going to go straight to the bottom, F tier. X-Men 1.
You actually go outside in these things? What would you prefer? Yellow spandex?
Where it all began. I've got to give major credit to this movie, and Blade. It truly ignited the superhero craze and paved the way for the MCU and Spider-Man films. And being the first movie, they didn't take many liberties with the design. Well, at least like they did with the future films. The claws in this movie look flimsy in some scenes, like the bar scene where the claws look like sheet metal, and the metal detector scene where the claw bends at a 90-degree angle. Nonetheless, it's fascinating to see the humble beginnings of such an iconic franchise, and due to these set of reasons, I'll have to rank it at C tier. X-Men 3, The Last Stand. X-Men 3's claws are pretty good, I must say. Spoiler alert, I don't think they're better than X2's claws, but I'll explain why soon. They're definitely an improvement over X1's thanks to the more angular design. X1's claws look like backwards steak knives with angles slapped on, like decal on a car. But it hasn't helped him age well, in my opinion. In comparison, X3's claws hold up better over time because of this. I'd rank X-Men 3's claws at the bottom of B tier. Good, but they can be better. Next is the Origin Bone Claws. I don't have too much to say about the Bone Claws, but hear me out. I think the Bone Claws took a lot more creativity to design compared to the previous versions. They're unique and, in my opinion, superior to their comic and game counterparts, where they often just look like brown version of his adamantium claws. Coupled with the X3 being a step down from X2, I feel like this is a good place to rank them, high B tier. And with number 5, it's X2. X2 features the best claws in the trilogy, and the best movie in the trilogy. Coincidence? Maybe. Fun fact, Bryan Singer, the director of the first two movies, as well as Days of Future Past and Apocalypse. Could have been so much better. Anyways, Bryan Singer left to direct Superman Returns in 2006 instead of helming Last Stand, which had a different storyline. Perhaps that's why X2's claws are better than X3's? Coincidence? Yeah, probably. Anyways, when I first saw these claws as a child, I was convinced that they were peak claw design in the movies. I was obsessed with how they looked. The way the sides angled all the way to the point, making them appear more aerodynamic and far less like backward steak knives. And the best for its time for sure, but there are better design claws, so I'll put it at bottom of A. And surprisingly next, Deadpool and Wolverine. See, this is where it gets tricky. Because the last 4 claw designs are really well crafted and similar, but my keen autism brain can spot the subtle differences. In 4th place we have the new movie Deadpool and Wolverine. There are a couple versions of the claws in the movie, but I will only be using the pictures from the trailer. No spoilers. Unless you're one of those people who doesn't want to see anything before with the movie, then I don't know what you're doing here. Go watch the movie and come back. Anyways, the first set of spoiler-free claws are impressively designed. I love how the spine of the blades is just as long as the tempered edge, which is this part here. And the blade itself is much more square compared to the next design. The other versions feature a shorter spine with a longer tempered edge. Both designs are valid, but these claws earn a solid A ranking tier, as there really only can be one best set of claws. Number 3, Logan and the Apocalypse cameo. The claws from the movie Logan and the cameo in Apocalypse are strikingly similar to my second and third picks. The key difference between second and third place is how the tempered edge seamlessly blends into the spine, of the blade, creating this distinctive diamond shape that morphs into the spine. You can see it here. It's a subtle yet impactful design choice. No complaints at all, really. These claws are incredibly well crafted and valid, especially seeing as it was supposed to be Hugh's last time with Wolverine mantle. And even though the past 2 movies had my favorite claws, I still do appreciate that they touched up the design for Hugh's last ride, up to that point anyways. At this point, it's all about personal preference, and for me, they sit comfortably at the top of A tier. Number 2, the Wolverine / Days of Future Past. My favorite Hugh Jackman claws in the movies. But you ask, Logan, if it's your favorite in the movies, why is it at number 2? I mean, clearly, we've already been over all of his other portrayals, right? We'll get to that soon. But wow, these claws are just, the stuff boners are made of. This time, the tapered edge is a true diamond shape from base to tip. Pause. Unlike the claws from Logan where it morphs into the spine without completing the diamond shape, the 2013 claws perfectly taper with that shape and end with it. These claws mark the first redesign since X3, since Logan only made a brief appearance in First Class, and by then he only had bone claws and yada yada yada. Regardless, my god did they knock it out of the park. You can see here that they really went for a more claw-like design with the sides tapering off to an edge, making them sharp from tip to base. Resume. This design choice set the standard for all subsequent claws. I was obsessed with the look of these claws for years. Still am. Being named Logan, I probably should get a pair myself. This design is a true claw aesthetic, tapered edge, diamond shape, really sells it for me and many others. There's really nothing else to say except S tier. And number 1 goes to...
I'm the best there is at what I do. At least the people still living after I'm done doing it say that.
Yes, this is what I meant by all portrayals. The other tie-in movie video games don't count, as the claws shown are identical to those in the movie. Looking at you, X-Men, the official game for the Xbox 360. Anyways, these claws are everything I want from the movies and more. The length of the claws is twice of that seen in any of the films. Fun fact, in the Marvel Universe Encyclopedia, the claws are listed at 13 inches, making these more comic accurate. And they capture something the movies often forget, which is the spread. The comics and the MVC games nail the spread, where all the other claws are spaced out in between each other, as seen here in this photo. It makes the claws pop more and look even more intimidating. I much prefer when they're a bit spaced out rather than all bunched together. A design choice I'm not a big fan of for Logan's claws, but hey, to each their own. I love these claws and this game, so hopefully the new one by Insomniac is just as good. This is the best Hugh Jackman claws of all time, hands down. And that's a wrap for this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you disagree with any of my rankings, drop a comment below and let me know why. I would love to hear your thoughts on why you disagree. I had a blast making this video, and if you guys want any more content like this, let me know. Real quick, I do have 2 more things to say, and that is that I've started a custom clothing service where I sell hoodies and jackets and such on Shopify. I made this Vegito hoodie. I will put it on screen now. I think it's a pretty nice design and it took me a while. I also am hosting a $200 Sparking Zero tournament on my Discord on October 25th. Both links are in my channel bio. Once again, thank y'all for watching and have a good night. Adios.